Hello everyone and welcome back to the Valeo Experience YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Giselle Miller and I'm here in the beautiful island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it is my pleasure to be with you another time for another episode. And guess what? This is the last episode in season 2 where we were looking at resilience, bouncing back from life's hardships and challenges. This season, we had the opportunity to hear live stories, testimonies of persons who overcame divorce, domestic violence, someone who had his dream to be in the army, but because of illness, he had to diverge from that plan, and now he is a successful businessman. The aim of this season really was to let persons understand that it is never too late to start over. It is never too late to pick up the pieces and begin again. And how fitting it is that even as we started season 2, we were full on in the pandemic, and we are still in the pandemic here in St. Vincent, across the world as a matter of fact. And more so in roughly about 3-4 weeks ago, we had the eruption of our volcano here in St. Vincent, and a lot of persons are displaced. They are not in their homes, they are worried about what the next few months are going to look like. And it is very important that we understand within each and every one of us is a resilient factor. That place where we can go and be motivated to keep pushing, keep fighting. And today, my friends are here with me again, and they are going to be sharing where they are now in their lives. They're going to be talking not from the point of view of being victim or survivor, but they're now thriving. And this should be an indication that if they have done it, you can do it too. So I want to introduce my friends. I have with me Pearl McMaster. And she survived, if you want to call it that she came out of divorce, and she is doing well. We know that there are a lot of taboos surrounding divorce, but nonetheless, she has made it. And I have my friend with me, Miss Afine Simmons. And Afine survived and is now thriving after she came out of a domestic violence situation, relationship. And last and by no means least, I have my trainer, let me say that again, my trainer, Mr. Keonstance, who is also going to be here to shed some light and really motivate the men to understand that it is never too late to start over. So stick around, it's going to be a fun episode. Today to have this conversation with a lovely young lady by the name of Afine Simmons. So tell us your experience as a domestic violence survivor. Tell us about that.
Well, it came with a lot of challenges, physically, mentally, and spiritually, because coming from a relationship and a home where we were constantly verbally abused, physically abused, mentally abused, and spiritually, in that he did not believe in God.
After having gone through so much, I am at a place where I am at peace with myself. My kids are thriving, I am thriving, and I've come to the conclusion that when one door closes, a better one opens, and it has indeed been better. I am doing well. As a matter of fact, I'm doing excellent.
With this in mind, and knowing how much God has brought me through, I left.
Right. And how long after before you got your children with you, or did they leave with you?
I took them immediately.
Okay.
My kids are doing great. One is graduating from the University of the West Indies next year, one is in college, and one is leaving the boys' grammar school this year. The girls, my last daughter is in the girls' high school, and the other one is at St. Joseph's Convent, and they are all doing excellent. Life has been challenging in some parts, but I've learned to overcome them and build myself in order to make my children better people and better citizens, independent people, so that they would not have to rely on anyone for anything, emotionally, spiritually, physically, nothing. And it has been God's grace and His mercy that has kept me, and I am here today as a living testimony that no matter what life throws at you, as long as your perseverance, you believe in yourself and you strive for better, excellence will be at the end and success will be your end also. I just want to encourage everyone to have faith, be proactive, and never rely on anyone for your happiness. Be true to yourself and love yourself.
In life, we have so many challenges, so many things, bad experiences that we have to try and work our way through. And this season, we are looking primarily at how can we navigate these difficult times. Before, we have looked at domestic violence, and now we are looking at the topic of divorce. Yes, divorce. In St. Vincent and in a lot of the Caribbean territories, we have heard that there is seemingly a taboo when you talk about singleness, much more divorce, that persons are feeling that if you're divorced then something is wrong with you. Today I have my friend and sister who will be sharing her experience with divorce here in the small island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is my pleasure to welcome my sister and friend, Pearl McMaster. Hello.
Hello, I'm Pearl McMaster. Some of you know me as Minister Pearl McMaster. I am so happy to be here talking to you today. You know, it would have been 7 years now since I've been divorced. And as you said, there were its up and its downs, you know, its challenges. And for me, it was like riding on a roller coaster at times. Earlier in you know, the whole aspect of the divorce. But as time went by, you know, things became easier, things became more manageable, emotions were more manageable, and I was able now to move on to other things, you know, as time progressed.
Right. If you were to identify probably the one thing that was probably the worst of it all, what would you say that would have been?
For me, with the whole divorce aspect at one time, you know, people have different reasons for getting divorced in marriages, and things happen, and for me, what really grabbed me as a woman was the sense of, I felt a sense of rejection.
Yeah.
And so you start questioning who you are. You start questioning your identity.
Right.
You're not sure. You're wondering about things. Why this? Why that? And so for me, I had to grapple with the idea of who I was and what brought me to that situation. And there are things that I would have worked out, but I think the hardest part for me was that feeling of rejection, which then I think progressed into depression. That was my main stick, you know, per se. You know, I've been divorced for 8 years now, and I have come through my divorce, and yes, there is life after divorce. I never thought I would have been to this place or at this point, but nonetheless, I am here. I still have to give God praise and thanks. I have a beautiful 10-year-old daughter. Her name is Alexa. She's my heart. She's my princess. She keeps me going. She keeps me young. And I'm really grateful for that gift that God has given me. This point where I am enjoying my life. I am living life nonetheless. I have great friends wonderful relationships, lovely family and friends that I do enjoy. I take the time to enjoy life and to enjoy who I am. I thank God for the ministry that He has given me, and I am blessed to bless others. I know persons have been blessed by my ministry, and I thank God for that particular gift where I do sing. I'm an ordained minister and I preach the word to others. You know, my thing is to really see people come to know the Lord as Savior, and I thank God. I'm a librarian. I work at the St. Vincent the Grenadines Community College, of which I'm the head librarian, and I thank God even for that academic opportunity to where I am now at. I'm just grateful for all that God would have done in my life, you know, holiness and so on and so forth. So I knew that was my story, and I know that there are other women who would have gone through it before and overcame, and who may be going through it right now. And so for me as a public figure, I sometimes just went out, smiled, did what I had to do, encouraged others, ministered to others, and then I go back home. You know, but it was difficult. But as time went by, it became easier. I thank God for the support that I had even through that time, during my divorce and even after divorce. I'm just grateful for all that God is doing in my life. I just want to say to those of you who may be going through a divorce at this time or has gone through a divorce that, you know, there is life after divorce. You're not dead, you're not done. I keep telling people I'm not dead, I'm divorced but not dead. And so I just want to really encourage people to encourage other women to really look into themselves. What's your purpose? What's your gift? Use it unto the honor and unto the glory of God. I love singing, for those who know me, and I love ministering in songs and through the world. This space where I am at, I'm 47 years old. 47 years old, and I don't think I look 47, excuse me, but I'm just glad the fact that I'm aging beautifully, and God has been good. His goodness is running after, it's running after me. Yes, His goodness is running after, it's running after me, and it can run after you too if you only trust Him. God bless you.
And today I am with none other than fitness enthusiast. He is the Energizer Bunny here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When you think of anything related to fitness and exercise, this man comes to mind, and when you think about him, you literally start feeling like because he comes with so much life. And I am happy to introduce to you guys today Mr. Keonstance. Thank you for being here.
My name is Keonstance, and I'm the fitness instructor at Islandwide Fitness Bootcamp. I'm also the owner of Islandwide Fitness Bootcamp. Now, this wasn't always my plan. My goal was to be a soldier in the British Army. My goal was to travel the world, help persons. Well, half of that's happening right now. I'm able to help over 400 persons become soldiers in that same British Army. Now, just a few years ago, I had to stop being a soldier. Reason being, they discharged me under medical conditions.
Now, after serving in the Army for a few years, I was diagnosed with diabetes, type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
I'm living with type 1 diabetes. The Army said that I was now a liability. Now, anyone being told that they're a liability to their company, that had to be the most devastating thing they can ever hear. But it didn't stop me. I mean, I had to fight to show them that I was not a liability to anyone. Not because I'm living with type 1 diabetes, that means it's going to prevent me from being who I want to be or achieving what I want to achieve. Living with type 1, living with any conditions, should never ever hinder anyone to become what they want to become.
Diabetes does not mean that you are a liability to anyone's life or to any company.
Right.
All right. I want to show that, hey, I have diabetes. I can be ordinary. I can live ordinary. I can do the same exact thing that someone who is living a healthy life. And in this case, I am living a healthier life than others. So for me, it was all about proving the army
wrong.
You should never stop to be what you want to be because you have a condition. Now, there will always be something that will happen to you, no matter who you are. In life, you will always have disappointments. But those disappointments or those bad news is what's going to define who you are. Right? Those disappointments is going to mold you to be somebody stronger, somebody better, somebody much more awesome. And that's exactly what happened to me. When I found out that I was a diabetic, I was down there. I was in depression mode for about 6 months. But I really had to get myself out. I had to kick myself in my butt to get back up, to fight, to show that I can be more than just a person who's living with diabetes or being a person who is a diabetic. I had to show somebody I can be much more. Now, my message to everyone here is that you can be who you want to be, even with disappointments. Disappointments were placed in our lives to make us better. What I did, I used my disappointment, my diabetic, to become who I am today, to become a fitness instructor. Because if it wasn't for diabetes, I would not have taken up my course to become a fitness instructor. I would have had the passion to help myself to become fitter. I would have had the passion to help other persons become fitter and other persons to prevent them from getting hypertension, from getting diabetes, or persons living with cancer if I was not a diabetic. So I got to really thank God for giving me this condition so that I can help hundreds of persons more. So that's what I'm telling you guys. It doesn't matter what happened to us. We can use that and do a 360, turn it around and make life better for ourselves and make life better for others, right? So disappointments, yeah, it's there. We just got to know how to live with it. We just got to know how to beat it and just don't let it hold us back, guys. That's it.
Well, there you have it, guys, the end of season 2, where we looked at resilience, bouncing back from life's challenges. Remember, it doesn't matter what the circumstances may be. You have to remind yourself daily that you have the resilience within you to actually rise up again and keep pushing. So don't allow those negative thoughts to get the better of you. Keep telling yourself that you are enough. Keep looking inwardly and start projecting outwardly that positivity. So whether it may be domestic abuse, divorce, death of a loved one, or starting over from rock bottom as it relates to your career choice and goals, believe that you can be better from all of these experiences. We want to thank you so much for tuning in and for the support during this season. I want to encourage you to ask your friends and family to like and subscribe to our channel. And wait. Trust me when I tell you, season 3 is going to be excellent. It's going to be an awesome experience. So until then, take good care. Bye-bye.